Good morning, crafty friends. Happy Saturday, and welcome to Stamp and Create with Beth. I'm Beth Roy, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today, for my Coffee and a Card Live, I'm going to talk about the Stampin' Up! Online kits. So I'm just going to wait a second for my notifications to go out and my video to come up. If you watch the replay, please say hi, comment replay, and let us know that you stopped by. If you're new to hanging out, please say hello so we can get to know you. Okay. Just going to try to straighten myself here just a tad. Okay. Oops. Good morning, Linda. So today I want to show this kit that came out for May. So every month we have online exclusives that come into our kit collection. So the kit collection is not featured in the catalog, but my catalog's upstairs. I'll grab a different one. So it's in the quick and easy options if you look in our catalog, but it doesn't really, or I'm sorry, the step-by-step crafting. So it does give you a little glimpse of kind of what those kits look like. So we've had, every month we have a couple of kits that come out, and there's lots of different ones. There's different themes. Some of them are 3D kits like this one. They're home decor. They can be cards. Some have stamping, some don't. So I like to grab these sometimes because I like the ideas or how the cards are set up, or even the little stamp set that comes with it. Good morning, Jenny. So I want to show you how they come. And I ordered this one, the new City Sites kit, and it just looked different to me. So it comes shrink wrapped like this, and we're going to open it. Drum roll, please. So I'm just going to open it, and I haven't opened this yet, so I don't know everything that's in here. This is kind of the whole process of a kit. Good morning, Maggie. So I love that it comes all in a box, and you can recycle this box. You could use it as a gift box. You could fill it up with some of your handmade cards and gift them, or I've used it to actually wrap gifts. So this stamp set has a skyline and then a texture stamp. So it doesn't have any words. That's okay, because this is what interested me, the skyline stamp. So there's that. It comes with an ink spot. It's Pebbled Path. And then all of the rest is shrink wrapped, kind of like our paper pumpkin. So if I can get it out of the box. So this is how our paper pumpkin comes. So this is very similar to a paper pumpkin, except you know everything coming in these kits. So this is an alternative to getting a surprise and not really knowing what the kit looks like, which I just got my May paper pumpkin, and I love it. I think it's seriously one of my favorites. So let's dig in here and see what's in this kit. So how many of you, raise your hand in the comments if you like to buy kits sometimes. I'm an avid stamper. I would say above avid. You know, I love having it all. I like doing layers. But sometimes I really like doing a kit. I like kind of just doing what someone else designed. Now you can take these kits and redesign them a little bit too. So if you like to make it your own. So it has envelopes with it. Oh, that's interesting. So it's like that looks like basic beige and a blue. So let's see. Here's all the little bits. Oh, I am really excited about this kit. I really, really like it. So everything comes shrink wrapped like that. Good morning, Joan. Thanks for joining us. Yes, and like I said, sometimes it's just some of the elements, and it gives me ideas on things, and I really, really like this. Now, I want to show you, because it does have greetings, so you'll get your card bases, and this makes 2 different cards. Yeah, so we have 4 of these. I just really like this watercolor look. Really love it. The greetings are pre-printed. So I have lots of languages in here. So if you have, you know, someone that speaks German or French, this would work for you. Let's see. The coordinating colors are basic beige, basic black, boho blue, copper clay, misty moonlight, and pebbled path. And this color scheme is right up my alley. I really love these colors together. And that's what drew me in too. So a lot of times I look at the color combos and kind of what the kit is making. So I have these. Happy birthdays. And honestly, I'm not going to use the other languages, so I might have to, if somebody wants those, let me know. I might have to mail them off to you. Now, I don't know if it has to be in the U.S. That might be the kicker. I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to send these out of the country. That's the Stampin' Up! Rule. Now, this die cut, this looks so cool. So, you can see, here's this one. It's this circle. And I may regret punching it out before stamping it, but I'm going to do it anyway. So you have this circle, and this, it looks like you use this texture stamp on here. And then you have a die cut for this city skyline. For the other card. Ooh, I love it. So what I do is I just start breaking everything apart and kind of sorting it so I can make my cards. Jenny, you like to gift them? Ooh, good idea, Joan. Why didn't I think of that? Joan said use the back. True. They're just plain white circles on the back. I may have to recycle them that way. Thanks for that idea. Sometimes I just don't think of that. I think it's because they look so pretty on the other side. But so maybe I will have to do that. Oh. So I'm just sorting all my things. So Joan, you don't really like the kits, but you do get Paper Pumpkin. I started out with Paper Pumpkin many, many, many years ago. I started out getting the Paper Pumpkin because I wanted the ink spots. And I liked the little stamps because a lot of times it had a thank you, a happy birthday, a thinking of you, sometimes really simple things like hello. And so I really liked collecting the littler stamps because I just felt like I could use them over and over again. And the price point fit my budget. So here's the other card base. Oh, I just love this. Love it. I wish this kit just had refills because I really don't need more than one stamp set. Once upon a time, Stampin' Up! Actually used to do that, but they don't do it anymore. Now, it shows tear and tape, so we're going to see why we need that. It also has, so this is all, it has everything you need except scissors, okay? So it has some embellishments, it has some mini dimensionals, and it even has a clear block. So, and it will fit, so this stamp set will fit on the clear block that's included. So what do you guys think so far? I'm really excited. And I even recycle these. They can hold die cuts and stuff. So here's an element. And there's a short one. This looks really cool. This reminds me of, it's like a crinkled texture. It reminds me of corrugated. We, once upon a time, had a corrugated embossing folder. So if you still have that, I also like to look at these kits and say, how can I recreate the elements? So I still have that embossing folder. It might not be as close as these or as small, but you can still recreate the look. And I think we have a new set that creates something like this, but it's meant to make a 3D piece. And I don't have that set, so I don't know if it works similar to this or not. But there's the look that you're going for if you want to copy the kit. Now, here's the other saying, and it says, thinking of you today. So, if you don't like these sayings, you could swap this out for something in your stash. You could create a banner and use boho blue paper. That's the color of this paper, and you could emboss it and put a different greeting on top. I'm going to make them as is. And again, use Joan's idea. Flip it over, and you could even maybe flip this over, stamp it, and then color it with your boho blue blends. I'm going to have to recycle those like that now. Oh, good morning, Dad. Thanks for joining us. You have the old hand crank corrugator. I have no idea what that is. No idea. I didn't start buying tools other than a trimmer. I did when I was a scrapbooker, but I did not start really collecting a lot of tools beyond punches until I became a demonstrator. And that's why I became a demonstrator, because I wanted the back then, Sizzix made our cut and emboss machine, and I really wanted that. So, okay, so I want to show you something about our instructions because I love this. So this page tells you what your 2 cards are and all the bits that go with your 2 cards. So if there were 3, it would show 3, etc. This one has 8 cards and they have 2 designs. And I really love this kit. I want to figure out how I can recreate some of it. And it shows you what to stamp and how to stamp. It even shows you where to put your dimensionals, where to put your tear and tape. And the reason why we have tear and tape, now we know. This element right here has a lot of texture. So in order for the circle to stick to it, it needs that tear and tape. It needs a very strong adhesive. So, and I love that these are back in color. Once upon a time, they changed into black and white and they were really hard to see. It tells you step by step what to do, even folding your card. Now, I will tell you, if, let me fold this for a minute so we can get to each card. And I just saw this with the paper pumpkin we just got. see how this has a design on the back and the front? If you want to stretch your kits, you could cut this right here, okay? This is a standard sized card. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You could cut this piece off and use it for another card front, and then adhere this piece to a Misty Moonlight or the Boho Blue, or even Pebbled Path or the Basic Beige, and it's going to cover the entire front. So you can do that to kind of extend some of these pieces. And I'm going to be doing that with my May paper pumpkin that I just got, because it is printed. These are printed on both sides. So I'm going to make one card each as is, and we can take our time and discuss it. And I may even cut one of these apart and show you how you could do that. So if you're trying to imagine what that looks like, we'll get there. Now I do have, I want to say I have a Pebbled Path spot, so I don't always open all my spots right away. So I'm going to go ahead and open this one though. I don't think I opened my last one, and I have a container that holds all of these. But all you have to do is cut along where these two meet. Oops. I don't know how straight I cut that side, and it should pop open. I'm not having very much luck today, am I? That's about how my week's been going. So these little spots, you can buy them uninked in our catalog and add, whatever color you want. And then you could put a piece of cardstock on the bottom, like just glue a little square of cardstock so you know what color it is. But these are just like the spots that come in the paper pumpkin as well. So we'll use the spot. You got it in the 90s from a Stampin' Up! Party. Yeah, I wasn't, I didn't start scrapbooking or doing card making until the early 2000s. I just really wasn't interested. But ironically, my friend was a big scrapbooker, but I just was not. I pulled a little piece of my paper off somehow. That's okay. So what I do next is I have all my bits out. I usually stamp everything and then sort them. So let's do that. So we know we have to stamp these two things. So let's do that. Where's my, there it is. So we're going to take this, and I don't know, I think this, so it shows this pattern for this piece, but let me double check this here. No, it doesn't match. I was going to say maybe it matches, but it doesn't. It's a different skyline. So we're going to do, let's do this one first. And I'm just going to fit it on my block. So has anybody been eyeballing this kit? Because as soon as I saw it, I really thought, oh, I'm going to love that. So again, let me bring the instructions down. I have them up in front of me. It shows you exactly where to stamp this. And I'm just gonna lay it on there. Oh, well, I somehow got part of the, somehow I had this from the stamp set stuck to me. So let me try that again. you know, why would that, you know, not happen? And I guess it does go over here, so not a big deal. That's okay, we'll just do it again. Bloopers happen, especially in my craft room. There we go. So there's one. Joan, you make a lot of alternatives with your paper pumpkin. I do sometimes. I will admit, when I get kits, I really just like, I want to be able to just do the kit. So that's just my thing. So there we go. Now it's going a little better now that I don't have that plastic piece accidentally stuck to me. So like I said, I really wish there was a refill, but we don't have that option. So I do want to try to figure out a way to kind of recreate. Now that the printed bases are so unique and they're watercolored, I can't promise it will happen like that, but I'm hoping to kind of figure out something I can do that's similar. And years ago, we had an airplane kit that I absolutely adored, and it was just so fun. And I did find ways to recreate it, but guess what? I didn't have an airplane stamp. And guess what we have now? An airplane stamp. So I really love when I can kind of use past ideas to have some, you know, have some fun, some fresh ideas. Okay, so we're done with this one. And I do keep both of these sheets. And then I have some of the thin stamp cases that I put all of my kit stamps in. So I just kind of pile them all together. And this one fits right across. It's exactly the width of this block. And this is the same size as, oh, actually it's just a tad bigger than our D block. Or maybe about the same size. So I also like to collect the little blocks too, because you're going to reuse those with all your stamps. Okay, so here's this. Oh, that's fun, Joan. You let your grandson make cards. Linda, I agree. Sometimes it's hard to see the kits online and really see what you're going to like. So this one came out and one that was, I think it's a flower kit. I don't recall the name. But I'm like I said, this one really excited me because this Skyline is just such a different stamp than we have in our other offerings. So sometimes, like I said, the color combos and the stamps that are going to come with them make it worth it. And if you're an avid stamper and you have lots of things in your stash and you collect things, then you know, you can add other things to it. Oh, I can't see this very well. Hold on. Let me grab something here. Wow. I'm going to use the back of my printout here. I'm just having a hard time seeing it on my hold on. I'm going to see how it stamps first. Don't be afraid to stamp and see how it stamps. The Hollyhocks. Yes, that's it. That's it. Hold So I'm going to ink this up again. And I like to ink these with the small spot face up. So every month now we're going to have new kits coming. I think there's going to be 1 or 2. And I'm excited about that because I really like some of these. Some, you know, it's okay if they're not your taste. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to hold my breath and hope for the best because I'm having a hard time seeing it to stamp. Oh, not too bad. All that worrying. But I can see it a little bit better with the white background versus my matte, my glass matte. And if it doesn't come out perfect, I'm not going to fret. I'm just going to go with it and it'll be okay. Yeah, that one was over a little bit. That's okay. It'll be all right. You get the idea. So if anyone has this kit and they have a tip for everyone about lining this up, please, you know what? I have an idea. Hold on. Please let us know what your tip is. I have an idea. Maybe it would help if my background was darker. Let's try this. There we go. I can see it better now. So I just laid a piece of Night of Navy cardstock down that I had, a scrap that I had, and I could see that better. So, oh well, I might just trim around this a little bit so it's a little more perfect with my scissors, no big deal. So there you go. There's a tip. You know, sometimes you just got to work these things out. And that's okay. I thought the white would help, but it was too close to the very beige. Or the base, I just want to call it very beige. I think we had a color like that once. The basic beige, and I had a hard time seeing the edge. So, there you go. Put it on a dark piece of cardstock, and now I can see that much better. There we go. Why didn't I think of that the first time? My leftover, my paper pumpkin stamps. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Well, that's okay. We had one that didn't work out, and I'm going to trim it, and it's still going to go on my card, and it's going to be fine. So, Joan, to answer that question, a lot of them, not all of them, I started kind of late to the game, but there is a printable of the stamp set that you get emailed every month. And you can print that off, and it goes kind of, it's like a case cover or whatever, like our other stamps. And I use some Avery envelopes that I get from Amazon. So let me show you one. Now this one I don't have the paper printed. Let me find one that does. So I use these envelopes. They just Velcro, and I slide my stamps in. And then, and I need more room. I'm running out of space. I have a container. Here's all my paper pumpkin stamps that I have in here. Let me find one that has the printout. Like I said, I'm way behind because I was kind of late to the game to start doing it. Somebody on the Paper Pumpkin Fans Facebook made these so that they were smaller. And I printed them and then cut them down and then just put them in with my stamps. But Stampin' Up! Does send you a printable. So I'm going to just start with my recent ones and print that and trim it and put it in here. And then I just kind of have them sorted by theme. So that's how I store mine. And the kit, like this one, I store them like this. You can buy a 4-pack of these. And I have, there was a robot one. This was a kit we had. There's another one. And then this was the journal kit. So I store all of those. I just kind of throw them in together. And these were, let's see, I wonder what this kit was. Must have been Christmas kit. And yeah, looks like a couple Christmas kits that I bought. So I will just take this and put it in here. I'm sure that you could stamp the images on a little piece of cardstock and write city sites so that you know where the stamp set came from. But that's what I do. And then I store it with the rest of my stamps. So we've stamped all of these. And I'm going to trim this one. And it's okay that it's not going to be exact. Whoever gets this card is not going to know that I fixed it. They have no idea what it was supposed to look like. Now, if you gave it as a set of cards, maybe, but I'm going to use them. So I'm not going to worry about it. Thank you for that, love. Oh, Linda, that's never horrible. We all have different needs. So if you need to downsize your stamps and get rid of some, don't worry about that. I downsize as well. When we have a new catalog or things retire, I go through all of my things and say, what do I really love? What do I want to keep? And that's okay. It's okay to do that. That's, that's healthy. I mean, I can't imagine if I kept every stamp set I ever bought. I would be overrun in my room. So I usually keep the ones that maybe I love the images or I used a lot, like birds and like my favorite flowers. But I really decide at the end of a catalog what I think I'm going to use and need and what I can maybe let go of. And I think that's okay. So don't ever feel bad for that. There we go. Look, it looks just fine, right? There we go. Fixed. You are welcome, Joan. You are welcome. So that one's a little smaller, but it's okay. So now what I do is I just sort everything. So we know that this goes with this set. What did I do with my instructions? Oh, there they are. Whew. You're welcome, Linda. Don't ever feel guilty for that. We all have different needs. So if you need any help, you just let me know. Okay, so we're going to do this card first. So it tells us, fold the card base. This is what it looks like. And then it tells us to stamp. It tells us where to use dimensional. So when you get our instructions, this little circle means dimensional. And if it has, now this does not have glue dots, but if it has glue dots, it will look like, let me grab my paper pumpkin. I happen to have this next to me because I worked on it yesterday. So if it has a little gray dot like that, a solid dot, that means a glue dot. And this is what our glue dots come on sheets like this. Okay, so that's what that means. Just so you know, if you get a kit and you're not sure, this one just has dimensionals and the tear and tape. If you don't like tear and tape, pull out your liquid glue or whatever your favorite adhesive is and save that tear and tape for when you're going to make boxes. So I'm going to, I've already stamped everything. That's what I do first. And I'm just going to start grabbing my pieces. This is really thick. I really like that. I might have to get out my old embossing folder. So we know these go together. That's the one I'm going to make. And then I'm just going to sort all the rest of them and put them in a pile. Just like I do when I'm making my one sheet wonders or something, and I sort out my cards. Okay, so those are ready to go. That one we're going to make, and it's going to be quick assembly because all we had was a little bit of stamping. So fold your card. I like to use my bone folder. Get a nice crisp fold there. We've already done this. So it says this will get dimensionals, and this gets a little piece of tear and tape. So remember, this is textured and it needs help. So I will be using the tear and tape, but if you don't like tear and tape, you could pull out your liquid glue. So I'm going to flip this over. Now, I want to show you something. So this is going to get tear and tape so it sticks to this, but this has dimensionals. So the top part of our city skyline here also has dimensionals. Now, I will say they put dimensionals on this, so you have 2 layers of dimensionals, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue and adhere that. Because when you mail some of these cards, if you have 2 layers of dimensionals, it may require extra postage. So a lot of times I remove a layer of the dimensionals and I just use my regular glue. Now, if you're a beginner and this is all you have, that's fine. You can put that on there. I'm just warning you in case it goes over that 1/4 of an inch here in the US for the postage. So I put my tear and tape on there. And this goes toward the end, toward this right side, like that. So this will go on. So raise your hand in the comments if you are a fan of this kit. And then this is going to go right on top. And again, I'm going to adhere mine flat. You could do dimensionals if you want. I just don't like to chance it. That's just my opinion. So I'm going to bring in my other adhesive. Now, this kit is in my online store. So if you wanted to grab a bottle of liquid glue when you buy your kit, feel free. If you're new to card making, you may want to grab the bone folder and maybe even the take your pick tool. Those are, and the snips. If you don't have a good pair of scissors for paper crafting, I do recommend the snips. So there's my layer. And I'm going to show you why I say take your pick tool. And these are tools that every time you make a card kit, you're going to reuse those tools. You're going to use your bone folder. You're going to use your take your pick tool, and you're going to use your snips. Some of these kits will have ribbon or twine, so you will need these things. So now I'm going to add my dimensionals. Oh, me too, Linda. I really, really, really love this kit. So it says we use 4 on here. Oops. Give me that one back. Oh, well, he's lost. I accidentally grabbed 2. That's okay. And then we're going to use, oh my gosh, I just did it again. We're going to use them on this skyline. My fingers and these minis don't go well together. Now, this one does not have a dimensional, but if you feel like it needs the support, go ahead and put one on. And I accidentally got one extra on there anyways, but that's okay. Now I'm just going to take this off. And then it has these really nice, shiny embellishments. I really like those too. Okay, I got all the paperbacks. Now it shows you where to place it. So we did all the tape. We're going to place this down here to the right side. And now it says to use 3 of those embellishments. And here's what they look like. Aren't those pretty? I'm not sure if that's just what color that's supposed to be, but I really like them. I just got to figure out how to get them out. So there they are. They're just really sparkly. Maybe they're like a copper clay. And this is why I want my Take Your Pick tool. So we have a putty end. You can also use the spatula end. This also has some styluses that come with it, different sizes that switch out with this end. And you can get refills for this. So you can kind of see, I need to switch mine out, but I'm being reluctant. But what this putty end will do is you can pick up your embellishments that have adhesive and put them where they need to go. Now this shows an embellishment on the city, one down here and one down here. For mailing, I don't like to put them up here, so I'm going to just slide mine off to the side a little bit. I don't want mine on there, so feel free to, you know, make it your own. I'm going to put one out here, and I do like to put them around my raised parts. And I'm going to put one down here. So I'm not going to put it on top like they had it, but that's okay. I'm going to put it down here. And I actually think they had their skyline and their greeting up a little higher. Not as much of my blue is showing, but that's okay. So there we have it. There's card 1. I love the colors. Oh, good morning, Vicki. No worries. I've had such a crazy week. So, yeah, I don't know what day it is. Now I'm going to sort these, and we're going to do those. So I don't know. Let me see on the thing. I don't know if it matters which envelope goes with which. So you can just mix and match these if you want. They have, it looks like a boho blue design. And I want to say we had a stamp that had this watercolor look once upon a time. Or you could just use, you could recreate this look with the water painters. There are not, Linda. Linda asked if there were any inside sentiments. This kit does not have anything for the inside. So I encourage you to either stamp it with the texture or the city skyline, or even pull in some of if you have some cardstock that matches, and you could put a strip along here, and any inside greetings that you have. So you could do that. So any of those stamps that you've collected, you put in your collection pile, you could pull out those. A lot of times though, if you don't like to handwrite things, I will say you could take a piece of your cardstock, like the basic beige. You could create a Word document with some sayings that you want for the inside, or maybe an insightful quote or something that's not copyrighted. And you could print them and then trim them to fit on the inside of your card. I have done that many, many times when I want very specific things, especially for my religious cards or things that I want to say, or maybe I want a scripture. So you can do that if you don't like to handwrite cards. And all I do is create a Word document, and then I create a text box that is 5.5 by 4.25. I place 4 of them on my page, and then I enter the text. So you can do fonts, you can do different things, and then I print them. You can choose what color ink you want. So if you wanted it to be a blue to match your card, and you can print. The thick cardstock I cannot print on, but the regular colored cardstock and the white basic, the basic white, I have been able to print on. So that's what I would suggest doing. So I'm going to sort these now. And again, our directions tell us everything to do. I just love, 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 love this kit. Absolutely love it. So we get one of these, and one of those. I agree, Vicki. They really have some really nice kits. And like I said, the only thing I wish we had more, I wish we had the kit and then a refill. I know they tried that once upon a time, and I don't know if it just wasn't popular or what happened, but I would love it. Because I would probably buy the refill for this kit. Now, Paper Pumpkins have refills sometimes, but these do not. I guess you could always gift if you bought a couple of them because you wanted more of these cards and you really wanted the pre-printed cards. I guess you could gift away the spot in the stamp set. And of course, you can always use blocks. No worries, Linda. No worries. That's what I do. And then I trim it. So I don't, I usually trim it to 5 1/4 by 4 for my inside piece, but I like to do my text box so that I feel like I can get it even where I want the wording to actually go. And then I know that I can trim the edge. So that's what I like to do. Okay. So let's make one of these. And I've sorted all of them. So I'm going to take this one and stick in my pile here. And I got all my little bits. So again, it tells us to fold our card. So you notice we got a landscape card and we got a portrait card in this kit. And I love that they have given us these ideas. It makes me want to watercolor, but I am not good at watercoloring. Now these are just shapes, right? There's no windows, so they're just shapes of tall buildings. So I think you could recreate this. But I'm not good at watercoloring. That's one thing I wish I was better at. So these layer like this. And these are great guide cards, or if you're like me and this is totally your color palette, it would work for anybody. So this is how this lays out. So we already stamped this. So this gets dimensionals all the way around. And it shows us, and this is why we have the minis, because this little thin piece. So if you really don't want this on dimensionals, glue it flat. It's okay. Do whatever you're comfortable with. But it says we get 4 of these. And I might put a few more. I'll have to pull in my stash if I run out. That's okay. And you're supposed to put the flat side down, and see how I put the pointed side, so it may show a little bit. That's all right. Not going to worry about it. It goes around and around and around. And then there's some dimensionals on this to support these middle pieces. So there's that. And then this has the tear and tape. So it has the tear and tape will go on the back of this one so that it goes here. And then the tear and tape for the back of this one. Okay, so I probably should have put all, and I will give this tip because I just followed and I paid attention to the instructions, but I will tell you something I like to do is to put these pieces on before I put my dimensionals on the back of here, and I don't know why I didn't think of it, but I didn't. So I just find it easier to press these pieces down without those dimensionals on there. So this goes kind of like this. And this piece, I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting it straight. Another reason to leave those dimensionals off until you're absolutely ready. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. And then we have our happy birthday. You cut those in half. Yes, Vicki. I am going to show you one of them cut apart. Maggie, I just saw your comment about the hand corrugator thing. Once upon a time, other companies made things for Stampin' Up, so it's very possible that another brand made something similar or made it for Stampin' Up until Stampin' Up produced their own. So just like the Big Shot, our Big Shot was made by Sizzix, but it was sold by Stampin' Up. So just an FYI, some of the older things, especially when Stampin' Up was still a very new company, other things were made for us until they began making them. So I'm just going to stick this down here. I think it's pretty straight. There we go. I think I just saw some love going on my video, so thank you for that. I appreciate love, love, love. Yeah, a lot of things Stampin' Up! Has now we do produce. I think I got that a little crooked, but you know, it's okay. Like I said, if I had not put the dimensionals on this, I think I would have done a little bit better, but that's okay. I got to embellish it. Let's do some embellishments. Again, they show things on here, and I do not like to stick them up there because of mailing. So I don't know that this would get mailed, but I'm going to put it somewhere else. So let's put one in the middle here. And then we'll do one down here. So you notice that they only use 3. So there's a rule of odds, the rule of uneven embellishments. That's a thing. So if you want to use 2 or 5, I don't like to go over 5. I actually like to just use 3 most of the time. Or did I say 2? I meant 3. 3 or 5. If I said 2, I apologize. So when you have uneven numbers, it helps your eye move along your project. So think of odd numbers when you're embellishing or splattering things. So there's our 2 cards. And I really love both of them. So what do you guys think? And like I said, you could recreate this background. This is literally just watercolored, and they've really smeared the color down here, and it's just a little more less moved around up here so that you have harder shapes. But these are just rectangles and maybe little, little peaks. So a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I love that. Now, I want to show you, if you want to kind of make your kit go a little further, let's do something here. I also want to show you the back. So it shows you the kit contents. And there are some things you can scan with your phone to watch the detailed instructions for the kit. And then this is for beginners, and it teaches you the stamping basics. So there are some things in here that you can click on and learn a little bit more. And it has all the languages on here that come in the kit. So I wanted to see, I think this is, I was trying to figure out what color this was because it doesn't have a light gray listed. Excuse me. But I think it's actually maybe Pebbled Path really watered down. So, yeah, I agree, Joan. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Maggie. And yeah, Joan, I agree. It looks like some really fun skylines. So again, I bought it for the stamp. It's unique. It's different. Now this shows, you know, full cards, but you could recreate some of these things on a note card. But I'm going to cut one of these apart. And I'm just going to show you how you can extend your kit. And then I'm going to just kind of call it a day. I know it's a long weekend. We will be honoring our fallen friends and those we don't know. And so I am going to get outside today. Okay, so to cut this apart, I'm going to 4 1/4, and that's going to cut right on that fold. I cut my card apart, right? But look, you can use this as a portrait, or you could turn it and use it. Oh, it kind of looks like the sun's coming in, you know. So this is a ready-to-go base, and it has some of that basic beige, and it looks like a little watercolored copper clay. So I really love these bases. So let's see what I got nearby, because you know I have cardstock everywhere. So let me see what colors I have nearby. I probably have Pebbled Path. I just finished all my class kits. So if you recently got my Coffee and Plants or my Latte Love class, you should have your kits. And I just finalized the last video last night, so I will be able to email that to you here when this video is done. So there's Pebbled Path and Boho Blue. I do have Misty Moonlight somewhere right here. That's a Misty Moonlight. So these are probably one of the colors I would pick, but I want to show you. Don't worry too much about what you pick, because this adheres to the front of your card. It will cover all of it, and then you can just add a piece of basic white, or even that basic beige is light enough to write on. You could put it on the inside of your card. So you could extend this kit a little bit by using these backs. And like I said, it doesn't really matter which color you pick, because it's going to cover the entire front. But these are probably what I would pick. And I love these 3 colors together. I think I should just have a class just on those colors. So I would use these bits. And like I said, I might even get out that old embossing folder that I have that was corrugated and make some of these elements like this. This is a rectangle. The other one, it just has a banner end cut. Oh, Joan, it's cold where you are. That's no good. Yes, it's very hot here. So I have lots of things I want to do outside. And unfortunately, I had a sick kiddo. So yesterday was a wash. But what did I do with my... Oh, I put my stamp set away. So I could easily take this stamp, okay, stamp it on a piece of basic beige and do a cutout and recreate some of those elements that were on this page. Now, I will say, if you do not have embossing powder, that is something that we had to get a new supplier for. It is not set to come back into stock until sometime in the fall. I happen to have some on hand that I already had, but you could cut a piece of boho blue cardstock and emboss a thin white greeting. You could stamp in Misty Moonlight on a piece of boho blue and create a little bit different look. And like I said, for this watercolor, if you wanted, you could get your watercolor paper out and try to recreate some of that look and then just adhere it onto here. I would just cut around and maybe adhere it, or you could even attempt it on this. But I will tell you, this isn't watercolor paper, so it's not going to move the same. But you could do something similar. Maybe just use your blends to create a reflection look, or I don't know if we have watercolor pencils that would match this, but just kind of brainstorm if you guys want and think about how you could use these extra pieces. So, like I said, this is the basic beige, and I believe this is like a watercolored pebbled path. So it just looks very light gray, and when you add more and more water to our inks, it is going to get lighter. Oh, Maggie, I hope you love it. I had so much fun making those classes and the kits. And let me see. I don't know. Do you guys want to see the cards that it made? Do you want to see the cards really quick that I made for the classes? Raise your hands if you do, and I'll take a few minutes and show you. Oh yeah, you could do a circle and then layer it to make that the deckled cutout. Just making sure I don't miss any comments. I'm sorry if I miss a comment. Let me see here. Okay, I will show you quickly the cards that my two classes made. Oh, I had so much fun with these kits, by the way. So much fun. So if you want this kit, you can grab it in my online store, bethroy.stampinup.net. And it's called City Sights. It comes with envelopes, and you saw pretty much everything you need. Just need to add some scissors, and I do recommend the bone folder and the take your pick tool. Those are tools you're going to use all the time. Thanks, Joan. Have a wonderful weekend. So this was the Latte Love class. It made 8 cards. So Maggie, you're getting a sneak peek of what all your card kits are going to look like when you're done. So there's those. So we did 2 fun folds, a standard card, and a mini slimline. And all of them came with envelopes. I love the Latte Love stamps and dies. And then this was the Coffee and Plants. And so here's the cards that we made for that class. So you'll see we did all the same folds. similar to some of our past cards. This is probably my favorite card. And then this one, and then this one. So if you bought any of those classes, that is what the kits made. So they made 8 cards. I used the same layout, and I'm just curious. I pulled this stamp set out to make this card with. And does anyone have this? It's called the Drizzling Droplets. I think this was an online exclusive, so it's in the online only products. Guess what? I hadn't even used it, but I loved it. So you could have a lot of fun with these. So if you bought these kits, the video for this class is finally done and all loaded, and you'll be getting that in your email soon. So you can use just the coffee, you can add in the plants, or whatever stamp sets you have. So our next class that we'll be having will focus on the country woods. I asked for everyone to vote on that, and that's what everyone decided. So I will be coming up with some class offerings soon. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this kit. Again, the instructions are very simple to follow, even for beginners if you've never made a card. So I am in love with these. Everyone have a beautiful weekend. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I will be in and out throughout the weekend. So if you don't hear from me right away, please give me some grace as I have family time, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you, Linda. Oh, good, Maggie. I hope you enjoy it. Everybody have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you soon. Take care.